all my hiking experiences have been with people. But in saying that, like doing those things with other people with no external influence, like you've got what's on your back, and you're going from point A to point B, and yes, there's struggles along the way, but having people there and sharing those views, those struggles, the sore ankles, the whatever issues get in the way, sharing those is such a good thing, and it just bonds you going through that struggle. Like we did like a fairly like decent hike with my brother, like my younger brother. He's 17, I think he was 16 at the time, like skin and bone, like very skinny kid, but he like loves all that sort of stuff. Was like, yeah, I'll come on a hike with you. Like he bought all the gear and like went out with me and Josh, and we had done a trail, and one at the back end of it was closed, so we walked back the next day, and we'd walked I don't know how far, but a lot for him. And then we were going to set out on another like decent, I don't know, was it like let's
yeah, so we hiked 15k out with a lot of elevation, drove to another trail, and then hiked 17 to the top of this mountain. And as we're going up, the mountain's getting dark, and he's struggling because he's never done it before.
He's at the back end of like, he was struggling at the first part of that 17k, and he's never really gone through anything in terms of that kind of struggle.
And that it's the reality where most people, as soon as they encounter struggle, they can just stop. As soon as they get a bit uncomfortable, they can stop. But in this case, we're on the side of a mountain. We can't stay here.
What are you
the
gonna do?
Only way out is forwards, and that means going up. So it's like, come on, Finn, let's go, Finn. And me being my cheeky self was just annoying him, because I like to see people break down in those situations, because I know the growth is going to be exponential for them. So I'm like, let's go, Finn. Come on, Finn. Light work, baby, all day. And we get to the top, and the head torches are out. And there was a moment as well where, and this just shows how expectations really, really can let us down, and we can fall into that trap. So I had done the hike previously, and I knew that we had about 40 minutes more of walking to get to camp. Kyle and Finn hadn't done this hike. So when Finn's like, how much further to camp? I hear Kyle say, 5-10 minutes, man. And I just was like, 5-10 minutes, try 40, boys. And in that moment, I see Kyle's eyes like, oh, what? And it was only for a second that, because he had that expectation, he fell into that, but he quickly pulled himself out of it and was like, all right, 40 minutes, let's go. Whereas Finn, on the other hand, that really, he sat in that and was like 40 minutes, like he was defeated.
But that's like a microcosm of what you're talking about. Obviously, like a very small version of what you're talking about when you're struggles. It's when that thing comes up, you can either sit in that expectation, or like, you know, my father's meant to live till he's 80 and I'm 50, you know, but it's like, this is the reality you're dealt with, and like you chose to just be like, I'm taking this on head on and not sit in that expectation. But anyway, we get to the top of this mountain, and like this is through like a bunch of struggle, and he's so pissed off, like he's just like, this, that, but he's going like putting one foot after the other, and he gets to the top, and it's just like this flat sort of downhill for about just less than a K, so we're pretty much done. And he just started bawling his eyes out, and like that sort of sharing that with someone, and like he wouldn't have done that by himself. So it's like having like the ability to have people around you, and similar situation, obviously being a brother, like having that ability to do those types of things is just, I think it's what it's all about.
It literally is all about that. Sharing struggles with other people changes your relationship with the others, and it changes your relationship with yourself as well.
Definitely. And not many things do that, right? Not many things